All right, it looks like we have a few people who are watching here, and I am still getting the hang of this as well, but we will just give it a minute here, and then we will get started with Appy Hour from Heights Library. And my name is Jackie, and I will be talking about two apps today, which are Libby and Hoopla. And we can ask questions as we go along and talk about everything that Libby and Hoopla have to offer. So we'll just see if anyone else hops on, and then we'll start talking. But feel free to like this post, share it, comment with your questions. All of those things will bring more people in to view Appy Hour today. And this is a new program that we're trying remotely because the library is still closed. But yeah, so just a couple minutes after 4 here, and then we'll get started with talking about Hoopla and Libby. Okay. Looks like we have a few people on here, so I think I am going to get started. And I am hoping all of you can hear me, which I believe you can. So I will get started here. I am bringing you Appy Hour with Heights Libraries, and my name is Jackie. This is a new program that we're trying, and today we're going to be talking about two apps, which are Libby and Hoopla. These are both library apps, and so we thought that this would be a good place to start, is with Libby and Hoopla, talking about some free entertainment that you can get from the library, whether you're stuck at home or just spending more time at home right now because of the whole coronavirus pandemic. So here we go. I'm going to move to the next slide here. So my name is Jackie, and I am a librarian and a tech trainer at Heights Libraries. I am the human on the left there. My friends are the cats, Baker and Taylor. They are the mascots for a really big book distributor in the US for libraries, and I got to meet them at a conference a couple months ago. But yeah, normally I'm teaching in person, and now I am teaching on Facebook Live here, talking about Libby and Hoopla. So as we go along, if you have any questions, please let me know. I am looking at the questions, and I'll try to keep up with that. But feel free to comment or give a question. I also tell you at the end how to ask questions if you think of anything after this session ends. So the first thing here for both Hoopla and Libby is that you do need a Heights library card. And with your Heights library card, you can access any of the library's apps. Your library card number is on the back of your card, whether it looks like that wallet card or if you have a keychain card. If you do not have a card for Libby and Overdrive apps at this point, there is an instant digital card that you can get. And that is really nice because if you just don't know your number or you don't currently have a library card, that instant digital card will allow you to get materials from the Libby app. So that is really nice. Is that digital card, which you can also get from the library. When you go into the Libby app, you will be prompted to either put in your library card number and PIN. If you don't have that, there is an option to sign up for that instant digital card in the Libby app to get access to that collection. So in terms of getting those apps, both Hoopla and Libby, you will want to get on the most direct way here is really to hop onto your tablet or your phone and get to the Play Store, the Google Play Store for Android devices, or the Apple App Store. on like an iPad or an iPhone. So you get into the store on your tablet or phone, and you will look for either the Hoopla app or the Libby app, and you can download that for free. So those apps are free. You'll just need to get to the store on your device to download them. And let's see here. So the first one I'm going to talk about here is Hoopla. So first one I'm talking about here is Hoopla, and Hoopla is a digital streaming service. So it is a service that gives you access to movies, TV shows, music, ebooks, audiobooks, and comics. So you get access to a range of materials on the Hoopla app. You are allowed 10 checkouts per library card per month. So really, if you are a family and you have multiple library cards in your family, you could set up multiple accounts and get access to more than 10 checkouts per month, but it is 10 checkouts per library card. And again, it's movies, TV shows, music, ebooks, audiobooks, and comics. This is the only service that provides access to comics. So that's kind of neat and cool. So if there's a comic lover in your family, let them know about Hoopla. On the next screen here, which it should be flipping over, I've just done a couple screenshots of what the Hoopla app looks like when you go in and start looking at items, some examples of movies that are available for streaming, and then also some examples of comics that are available for download as well. And there's a lot of materials on Hoopla. Again, it's more than just movies and TV shows. You get access to comics and music as well, which is great. And this is just a small view of the offerings on Hoopla. And it might look familiar to you, like another streaming service, like if you're using a paid one like Hulu or Netflix. They kind of set it up the same way, where you're seeing all the items and then you can click on them to get more information or to start playing it. So Hoopla is a streaming service, meaning you do need internet access to play the movie or the song or the TV show. But if you are on a mobile device like a tablet or a smartphone, they do allow you to have a temporary download when you check it out. So that can be nice. You could go to somewhere that does have internet access and download a bunch of items, and you would have those items, temporarily downloaded on your device, and you could watch them, at home if you don't have internet access. So speaking of that internet issue, if you don't have internet at home and you need access to internet, even though our buildings are closed, if you were to go to the parking lot of one of the branches of the library in Cleveland Heights and University Heights, you would certainly be able to connect up internet from, just sitting in your car in the parking lot. So that's an option if you want to get access to some Hoopla downloads, temporarily download them onto your device. All right, here. So next thing I'm going to talk about is that right now, because of COVID-19 and that whole situation, Hoopla has a program in place called Hoopla Bonus Borrows, which is very, very nice. It's giving you access to more items that don't count towards your monthly 10 item limit. So when you open up Hoopla right now, they are advertising right when you open it up, Hoopla Bonus Borrows. And if you click on that, they're going to show you all the titles that they are including in that program. So that's more than 1,000 top titles, and they're now not counting it towards your 10 item limit per month right now. So that's a great additional thing you can take advantage of, even more downloads per month on Hoopla. So, and that's called Hoopla Bonus Borrows. So again, any questions as we go along, just go ahead and type them in the question box, and I will attempt to answer them here as best as I can. But that was a little bit about Hoopla and the items that you can receive on Hoopla. The next app I'm going to be talking about is Libby. And let's see here. So the slide should be changing. There it goes. We're a little lagged here. I can see when it's changing, but I think we're a little lagged from when I'm changing over and from what you guys are seeing. So Libby here, this is an e-media app that was created by the company Overdrive. And we partner with Overdrive to bring you ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. We're also part of a big consortium called CleveNet, and that basically means that we work with 45-ish other library systems in Northeast Ohio to bring you a really big, awesome collection of ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. And if you're on a mobile device, the easiest way to do that is to go into your app store and download the Libby app. You can have 20 checkouts at a time, and those are 3-week checkouts. Again, it gives you access to ebooks, audiobooks, and also magazines. And this works kind of like a physical library works, where if an item is already checked out and there's no copies available, you can place holds on items, and then you're notified when your book is available. So that is Libby. Again, it's the app, and if you are on a mobile device, that's really the easiest way to get access to all those ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines, is just to download the Libby app. On the next screen here, which I think it should be changing over, we have just a couple screenshots of what that Libby app looks like if you were to pull it up on a smartphone or a tablet. They have a big initiative right now, the Harry Potter at Home, where you can read or listen to Harry Potter. So that's really fun if you're a kid or, just a lover of Harry Potter. There's lots of copies of that available, as well as other things. The picture on the right-hand side of the screen here is just of the Explore screen, so you can see they've got different guides, like you could get right into kids items or teen items or magazines, but then you can also just look at what's new or what's popular, what's available. Those are things that don't currently have holds on them. So if you're looking for a book right now for this afternoon, what's available is a great place to head to, because you won't have to place a hold on any of those items. They're available for checkout. So yeah, just a couple of little screens of the Libby app here. And again, Libby is going to be ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. Lots of just mainstream magazines on there as well that you can download. So that's great too. There is some confusion with Libby and Overdrive. People have heard both of those names. So Overdrive is the company that we partner with. There's also an app called Overdrive, and then there's the app called Libby, just to be confusing. But what it boils down to is I recommend that you use the Libby app unless you have a Kindle Fire. Unfortunately, the Libby app is not available for Kindle Fire. In that case, you would want to use the Overdrive app, and you can just go into the store on your Kindle Fire and download the Overdrive app. But what it boils down to is that Libby and the Overdrive app, they offer you access to the same collection of materials. So really, I recommend you use Libby or you use Overdrive, but not both. It's not necessary to use both. It might get a little confusing to use both. They give you access to the same collection, but they do look a bit differently. I think Libby is a bit easier to use. It walks you through the steps more intuitively. So I recommend Libby, but whichever one you prefer, I do think just use one or the other. So we kind of have redundant apps available, so more choice there. The next screen is just a screenshot of the library's, the main page of the library's website, which I think it should be changing over here in a second. But I did want to mention that if you are just on a computer, you can go to heightslibrary.org and you will hover on that tab for digital collection, and then you can get information about all of our library service apps under that digital collection option there. If you want to know more about Hoopla, you would want to click on movies and TV. More about Libby, it would be on ebooks and audiobooks. You can access both of those services from a computer, though with ebooks, it's really easiest to use a mobile device at this point and download the app. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about if you need more help with this, like if you're just getting started and you're a bit confused on how to use the apps or those sorts of things, some places where you can get more help. One place is if you go to heightslibrary.org right now, there's a pop-up, and the pop-up is advertising our online reference service. So if you click on there, it takes you to a form, and you can fill out the form with your question, and either I or one of my coworkers, one of the other tech trainers, will respond to you in about a day's time answering your question. We can send you like more in-depth guides on how to use the Libby app or how to use the Hoopla app. So that is a possibility there. You just go to heightslibrary.org and you click on that pop-up to get to our new service, which is online reference. You can ask tech questions there. You can also ask questions about your library account or more general questions about reference questions, library research questions, sort of things. So a couple of other places where you can get help are on help.overdrive.com. They have really nice device-specific guides for using Libby on there. Like you can go on there and say, hey, I'm using an iPad, and it'll give you specific instructions for your iPad there. So that is help.overdrive.com. The other resource here that I wanted to mention is hoopladigital.com. So hoopladigital.com will take you just to the main Hoopla site if you are on a computer. Hoopladigital.com/help does take you to their help page. So if you want to poke around and try to find an answer to a question, you can do that on hoopladigital.com/help. And that takes us to the end here of my presentation on Hoopla and Libby. But that leaves it up to you guys if you have any questions or if you have anything you want to comment about either one of these apps, please do so. I'm happy to answer any questions. Like I said before, if you can't think of any right now, then you can later on go to heightslibrary.org and click on the online reference pop-up to fill out the form there. But right now, I'm happy to answer any questions about either Libby or Hoopla to help you guys get into those services or to find materials that you're trying to find on there. So please let me know of any questions. I will just stay on here for a few more minutes, but I'm happy to interact with all of you. And yeah, thank you for coming on to Facebook Live with me. Again, my name is Jackie, and if you think that this Facebook Live video, it'll be available once we're finished here. If you think it would be of interest to other friends of yours, go ahead and share it so they see it. You can share it, you can like it, ask me your questions on here. But otherwise, I hope that you all get off of here today and go check out either Libby or Hoopla or both of those apps, because they have really good free ebooks, audiobooks, music, TV shows, even some comic books on there, which are great options for this time when a lot of us are home for things to do, or just looking for other options to keep us all occupied and our minds off of things. So yeah, I am not seeing other questions come in here, but I will give it another minute. And I am glad that I had several of you on here watching, and thank you. We are going to be trying to do several of these in the coming weeks, so be on the lookout for other Appy hours. If there's any Appy hours that you're interested in, like covering certain topics or apps, let us know. You can, message the library or fill out our feedback form. So that's another thing you can do. I see here that I do have one comment. Diane says, love my Libby app. So it sounds like that Diane is already using Libby, and so thank you for tuning in here, Diane. Okay, so I'm learning as we go here. I just got into a different area on the screen where I can better see the questions. Katherine is asking, are you going to show how to download Overdrive to a mobile phone? So let me go back here just in my presentation. I'm going to go back a few slides. So Katherine, the answer to your question is on your mobile phone, you will want to get into the listing of all the apps on your phone, and depending on whether it's an iPhone or if it's an Android phone, like maybe a Samsung or something like that, you are going to want to find the store on your device. So like on an Android, you should see that triangle for the Google Play Store. I think my presentation is catching up with me here, but yeah, on an Android device, you've got the Google Play Store. On an Apple device, like an iPhone, you are going to have the Apple App Store, which has that blue square with the triangle, kind of looks like popsicle sticks or something like that. But you need to go into that store, and it's basically like a little online store. There should be a search function in there where you can type in either Libby, or if you prefer the Overdrive app, you can search for Overdrive, and it should pull up, and you can click download to download it. So that's how you would get it onto your mobile phone. So yes, Katherine says this is a class on ebooks. Yeah, it is on ebooks because you can, this is like how to access ebooks. So Libby certainly provides you access to ebooks. We're not talking about, the nuts and bolts of using the app this time, although I could do that in the future if that's interest to people. We could go through some screenshots of how to find books and how to check them out. So that's a possibility in the future. Yeah, Steve says no questions, but thank you for participating, Steve. And I think that's all the questions we have here. So unless anyone else has anything else, I'll give everyone a second. We'll start wrapping up here. Let's give it a minute, and then we will finish up. All right, I'm not seeing anything come in, so thank you all for tuning in to this Facebook Live Appy Hour. Hopefully this shook up your Wednesday afternoons. I know what day of the week it is. It is Wednesday, although they're kind of blurring all together sometimes. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be bringing more of these to you. And have a good rest of your week. Bye.